Hi, everyone. We're so excited to share some big news with you. After a lot of thought and plenty of late night chats, we've decided to change the name of our podcast. We want our name to reflect the wider range of conversations and topics we'll be bringing to you. What started in one direction has grown into something bigger, and our new name represents that expansion. You can still expect the same fun, honest conversations you know us for, and we will still cover daycare centers that have not been keeping up standards and all things related to childcare funding in our province. But now we will also be diving into even more topics that matter to us and hopefully to you. Thank you for being a part of this journey with us. Your support means the world to us, and we can't wait to keep growing, laughing, and learning together under our new name. Thank you from Joanne, Cash, and Sophia, Moms on Mics. Hello and welcome to Moms on Mics. I'm Joanne.
I'm Cash.
And I'm Sophia.
And this episode, we are talking about going back to school. Do you guys remember that Staples commercial where the song, "It's the most wonderful time of the year"? Oh my God.
I'll never forget.
Right? We used to just be able to say to our kids, we would just start with, "It's," and they would freak out. We didn't even have to finish. They were like, "No, don't say that." So funny. Okay, so that played, and the parents were so excited as they bought their school supplies. It was the best commercial ever. For many parents, it's a relief when kids go back to school. There's no more expensive day camps to put them in so that you can still work. No more trying to find things to do to entertain them. All the extra work that comes along with the summer holidays. I don't know about you, but my house needs to be severely cleaned from the summer.
Mine does too. Oh, yes.
Right? I just leave stuff everywhere. I'm like,
yeah,
oh,
it's a disaster.
we'll get to it in September.
Yeah.
But for some parents, the stress of back to school can be overwhelming. What if your child gets a bad teacher or doesn't get put in the same class as their friends? What do you make for lunch that they will eat and not trade with other kids for something not so healthy? What do you do for transportation? What about the before and after school care? The list goes on and on.
So what do you do if your child gets a teacher they don't like? It's important to listen carefully to their concerns. It's easy to blow them off by saying you'll get to like them throughout the year, or give them a chance. Who knows, you might like them. Even though that may be true, it's important to listen to their concerns as their feelings are still valid. Create a safe space where your child feels comfortable sharing their feelings without fear of judgment. Ask open-ended questions. Can you tell me what happened that made you feel this way? Try to figure out if it's a personality clash, a misunderstanding, or something more serious, like feeling ignored or treated unfairly. Help your child separate feelings from facts. Is it that your teacher is strict or that the rules feel unfair? Do other kids feel the same way, or is this mostly how you feel? This teaches emotional awareness and critical thinking. Try to problem solve together. Depending on the situation, you can guide them in adjusting expectations. Some teachers might not be warm and fuzzy, but are still fair and good at their job. Coping strategies, like focusing on learning, staying respectful, and finding small positives. Communicating. If age appropriate, encourage your child to talk to the teacher with your help if needed.
If all else fails, speak with the teacher, especially if the issue persists or seems serious. Set up a non-confrontational meeting, even though I know that's hard sometimes.
It is hard sometimes.
It is hard sometimes. Share your child's feelings without blaming. My child has been having a hard time feeling connected in class. I'd love to hear your perspective. A good teacher will want to work with you to improve the situation. Watch for red flags. If the dislike stems from humiliation or public shaming, unfair treatment, racism, sexism, or other discrimination, signs of emotional distress or anxiety. then it's more than a personality clash. You may need to escalate the issue to the principal or school counselor. Model resilience. Children benefit from learning that not all relationships will be ideal, but that respect and effort still matter. Avoid venting negatively about the teacher in front of them. Talk about times you had to work with someone you didn't get along with and what helped. It's so hard. My daughter had a teacher one year and they did not get along.
I've been lucky so far. There hasn't been any bad teachers, but
That's good. We've only had one. And I wouldn't say she was a bad teacher. Her and my daughter just didn't get along. They just did not vibe.
I've had that growing up where the teacher
Right?
just hates you.
Yeah. So there's just no connection there. You're not vibing. But we just, make it through the school year and next year will be better. And it was, but
Yeah,
it was hard.
we had a teacher. Well, my youngest had a teacher one year. So he has ADHD and he's a very fun kid, or was a very fun kid. He's not a kid anymore, but he could be a pain in the ass. I own that. That's who he is. He's a lot like his mom. But we had this one teacher and she constantly, he's done this today, he's done that today. And every time I'm like, yep, got it. And I would speak to him and he was a kid that I could say, like, he would come in the door and I'd be like, is there anything you want to tell me that happened at school today? And he would spill everything. Even if I had no idea, I was just asking him just for shits and giggles, whatever. And he would tell me absolutely everything. So sometimes he would say what he had done. And then there'd be other times he's like, I actually don't know. I don't think I did anything today. So I let it go. And I'm like, well, maybe he's just, pulling one over on me, whatever. I don't want to be that mom that's like, my kid never does anything wrong. I know he's from me. He does plenty wrong. So anyway, this one day he was at home sick and he'd been at home for about 3 days. And the teacher calls. She was like, so today in class, Tyler was disrupting everybody. He was causing trouble. He was doing this and this. And I look over at him and he is on the couch. This is day 3. He's been on the couch. I'm like, really? I'm like, anything specific? She's like, he was just a disruption. I'm like, that's so weird. He's been homesick for 3 days. She's like, what?
Oh my, are you
I'm like,
serious?
right? I'm like, yeah, like 3 days. I was like, how did you not know he wasn't in school for 3 days? Like, how did you not know that? She's like, oh, I always get him and the other Tyler mixed up.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, so how many times have you called me and told me he's done something wrong?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, no, this is the first mix-up. I'm like, really? So honestly, this was I want to say it was grade 4. Every teacher after that, I was like, do you actually know who my kid is? I'm like, it's that Tyler. Like, it's that one. But I was like, how do you mix them up?
Yeah.
How do you,
Yeah.
fair enough, there's 2 kids with the same name. I totally get it. But they're gonna be different. And
Yeah.
he was friends with this Tyler, like with this other Tyler kid for like throughout school. And I mean, they hung out all the time, so I get it, but I don't get it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I get that you would just be like, Tyler, knock it off, or Tyler, stop, whatever. And one of them's probably messing around anyway. But to make that phone call to a parent and get the wrong parent,
Yeah.
that was, I was like, all right, have a good day then. Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. But funny enough, she did not call for the rest of the year. I'm like, I know he has not started behaving all of a sudden. You just don't want to get it wrong. My kids have been graduated for a long time now, but over the years, like my oldest is super smart. He was never challenged enough, but they wouldn't skip him ahead. And I'm like, that's fine. Like maybe socially or whatever, he's not there, even though I call bullshit on that. The kid has been able to talk to anybody since he first learned words. So I'm like, that's not it either, but whatever. But they just didn't challenge him enough. And then he'd get bored. And then the teachers are like, well, he's misbehaving. I'm like, could it be because he's bored? And they're like, probably. I'm like, could you maybe help him not be bored? They're like, well, that's not our job. I'm like, is that not your job? Like during the day in that school, type situation. I feel that absolutely is your job. Anyway, okay, so what if your child isn't in the same class as their friends? We've all been there at one point, and it definitely sucks. So, how do you help your kids who are going through it? We'll start by acknowledging their feelings. There's nothing worse, honestly, than just saying, you'll be fine, get over it, whatever. It's not helpful. Let them know that it's okay to feel sad, disappointed, or angry. Their feelings are valid. Say something like, I know you're hoping to be with your friends, and that's really hard. Avoid brushing it off. Validating their feelings builds trust. Reframe the situation positively once they've had a chance to vent. Highlight the positives. This could be a chance to make new friends or learn something new about yourself. Remind them that they still get to see their friends at recess, lunch, before and after school, or outside of school.
We actually just had this conversation, me and my son, because he just said the same thing. I hope I have friends in my class this year. Because last year they asked, give them two people that you want to be in the same class with.
Right.
So we did in grade 1, and they gave him no one out of his in grade 2.
It's got to be hard for the teachers. Like, I do understand that. It's got to be hard when they're making up their class lists, right? But to put kids in the class with nobody, with no friends, especially in the early grades, like when they get older and stuff, they figure it out, right? But in the early grades, you almost need that support, I think.
Well, and like I told him too, I was like, you see them at recess and lunch, so it's not like you're not seeing them at all. But it was like, why ask for 2 names if you're not even going to give them?
Right? Yeah, no, that's a good point too.
Otherwise, it is what it is, right? You got to learn to adapt to different situations. But I was like, really? But
Do you
he
think
just said that too.
Do you think the teachers talk to, like, let's say you're a grade 3 teacher, do you go to your grade 2 teachers and be like, hey, who do I not want in my class? And do you think they like bribe them to tell them? Here's the Starbucks. Who do I not want? I always wonder, like, is it a random thing or is it that they pick the kids or
Well, I don't know. I don't know from school, but the teacher told us last year in grade 2, I think it was. Grade 1. They told us that they give it to the front office and they make the things, the class schedule.
See, that's probably better because the front office staff, I mean, unless you're my kid, the front office staff don't know most of the kids, right?
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it they know the ones that are like the bad kids or like the brown nosers? What are they? What's the nice politically correct way?
The brown
The smart kids, the really smart kids.
The ass kissers.
Right?
I don't know. Kids are always in the office. They're always, whether they're bringing down attendance or they're always in there having discussions. And yeah, front office staff they know a lot of the kids.
See, I was always in the office, but not for positive things. That's what happens when you are undiagnosed in school.
Yeah.
You cause problems.
You were a troublemaker, Joanne?
No, sweet innocent me.
Did you get like I don't know, like I don't want to say you're old or anything, but did you get like the hit on the hand?
Oh, hell yeah.
The ruler? You did. Okay, yeah.
Okay, but for the most archaic reasons. So I'm left-handed and I was in like my early school years were in the UK. And I don't know if the teacher was just a massive cunt or if she just was so old she hadn't figured out this isn't true anymore. But she would force me to write with my right hand. And every time I would write with my left hand, she would smack it with a ruler.
Oh my gosh.
And I remember telling my parents, and they my parents obviously phoned the school, and they had me and my mom and the teacher looks me in the eye and says, "Why did you lie to your parents?"
Oh.
And I mean, I was like 7 maybe, and I was like,
Aww.
And I totally said, I'm like, I miss my uncle who had recently moved to Canada. And they're like, you don't lie because you miss your uncle. And I was like, yeah, Sorry. But I'm like, what do you
Oh my
expect them to do?
goodness.
Like, it wasn't even, why did you say that? Or, like, can you tell? Like, it was just, why did you lie to your parents? Bitch, my hand has got a bruise from the shape of your ruler on my hand. Because I'm learning to write and I keep putting it back to my left hand because I mean, I can write with both hands now, so thanks for that. But, like, yeah,
Did
I
she
heard it.
continue to hit you after that?
Oh, yeah. And
Oh,
she's like, "Are you gonna lie to your parents again?" Like, I guess not.
that is
Like,
crazy. That's
yeah,
brutal.
I
yeah.
heard that was a sin to write with your left hand back in the day.
Okay, so they used to think that left-handed people were evil.
Oh yeah.
Something to do with the devil. I can't remember what exactly it was, but yeah, they thought left-handed people were evil, and then we were insane. And I'm sure it's been a sin at some point too,
That's crazy.
right? And I mean, there's still things like I bought a really expensive Mont Blanc pen, and I love this pen, but I wanted like a fountain pen. And so we're in the store, and these like the pen I got was like one of the cheaper ones, and it was $1,000 for this pen. They go up to like $100,000, these pens. Like they are crazy. And it was a treat, like a special gift from my husband when I finished writing a book. And anyway, so I'm in the store and the lady is like all fancy. And I'm like, okay, I would like the fountain pen, but do you have a left-handed version? She's like, what? I'm like, left-handed people can't use these the same. They like it just doesn't work. Like we scratch it, we'll break the top. And she's like, that's not a thing, hon. I'm like, oh, okay, well, can I try this one then? It was a $10,000 pen. It was a John Lennon edition. It was amazing. I wanted it, so I knew I wasn't getting it, but I'm like, let me try your nice expensive one. So I start writing with it, and she's like, oh, please stop. You're gonna break the tip. I'm like, yeah, you know why? Left-handed. It doesn't work the same. Like, she's like, oh, I had no idea. I'm like, you work at Mont Blanc for Christ's sakes. You should know that. But yeah, there's some things that are still just not meant for left-handed people. That's
Crazy.
okay. I just learned to do everything with my right hand.
That's crazy. My son is left-handed. So actually, two of my sons are left-handed.
Do they write cursive with a fountain pen?
No. They have actually a very hard time even printing. Like it's hard for them.
Tell them to take their book. Like normally we do it where it's like the book's straight and then you go like this. Tell them to
Yeah.
take that book, turn it sideways,
Sideways.
and then go
Yeah.
that way. It works so
Yeah.
much better.
Yeah.
I used to get in trouble for that too.
And then like when you write with a pencil, your hand is like going over the
Yeah,
pencil, right?
that's
So
why I
then
write that way.
you're all like dirty and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. People don't realize, like, they're like, oh, you're just left-handed. That's cool. I'm like, is
No,
it though?
yeah. You can't use all the scissors that are readily available. You're like
Right?
there's lots of yeah.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
a mouse, like computer mouses,
I use my right hand.
right?
I've learned
Yeah, it was really hard for him to do that
it
though.
was,
Really
yeah.
hard for him to learn to use a mouse. He does it now, but it would have, yeah, so much better if he had a left-handed mouse. And
Yeah. Does he throw left-handed?
I'm not sure, actually.
I can't.
Yeah, I think he throws right-handed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can use a hammer with both and I can play pool. Like if I can't reach it, I just switch and shoot the other way. It drives
Okay.
people crazy. Yeah, and my youngest son does everything, can do everything with both except write. He never like so when he was in kindergarten, he would start writing with his left hand and then just hand the pen over and continue with his right hand.
Oh, wow.
And the teacher, like, and I don't blame her for this because it was weird because sometimes he would have a pen in both hands and would write. He'd be like, so let's say he was writing, and then at the same exact time, he'd be writing, went for a walk. Like, it was so weird,
Oh, that's so cool,
So weird.
actually.
It is.
right? And his teacher was like, you need to stop and pick a hand. And I'm like, well, he'll figure it out. I'm like, I'm left-handed or I'm ambidextrous as well. So she's like, yeah, I really feel like he should. But I think it was freaking her out. I think because he
Mhm.
would just, yeah. So she's like, you just need to pick a hand. So he did, and he picked his right hand, but he can do everything else with his left hand too.
That's
is-
cool.
Yeah. Us lefties, man, we're cool.
Yeah, sure are.
Now that people know we're not psychotic. I mean, not psychotic just because we're left-handed. I'm not saying there's not psychotic left-handed people.
Try to stay social outside the classroom by supporting regular playdates, group activities, or weekends with their friends to maintain those bonds. Consider organizing park meetups after school, weekend hangout, club, and team activities with their friends. This reassures your child that the friendship don't disappear just because they're not in the same classroom. Talk to the teacher if needed. If your child is really struggling to adjust, reach out to the teacher and let them know. Ask if they can support your child with buddy systems, group work, or inclusive activities early on. Teachers often have strategies for helping kids feel connected. Encourage new connections. Sometimes not being in the same class as their friends can be a blessing in disguise. Gently encourage your child to notice other classmates they might like. Role play conversation starters if they are shy. Teach them to look for common interests, books, sports, toys, etc. Acknowledging their effort. I saw how you said hi to that classmate. That was really brave of you. Give it time. It often takes a few weeks for the initial disappointment to fade. Most children adjust well, and some even surprise themselves by enjoying their new class more than expected.
Transportation to and from school can be difficult for some parents to navigate. There are a few options available. Depending on the school and the distance you live from the school, there may be the option for your child to ride the school bus. You can talk to the other moms in your child's school to see if any of them are willing to help with transportation. There are several taxi companies in Alberta that explicitly offer school pickup and drop-off services. Acceptance may vary by company and the child's age. Some may require parental presence, especially for younger children. For instance, Okotoks Taxi advertises kid-friendly professional trained drivers who provide safe school runs anywhere and anytime. Also, Papa's Taxi in Airdrie includes school runs among its offered services, reinforcing that such arrangements are possible in some areas. There are some private and personalized kid-oriented transport services specialized in door-to-door student transport, often with consistent drivers and structured plans. Eagle's Wings Ride in Fort McMurray provides school daycare and recreational runs with daily or monthly passes. EagleWingsRide.com. Rainbow Carpooling Calgary offers personalized, reliable, and safety-focused rides with the same driver each trip and lots of flexibility. Rainbow Carpooling. YYC Tours in Calgary offers private school shuttles, larger vans, best suited for multiple families, contracting transportation, ideal for coordinating with neighbors. Or you can just come to me.
Right?
I do before and after school care.
So school hours vary throughout the province. So what about working parents? There are a few options here. Also, there are some before and after school daycares available. There are many great day homes that provide before and after school care and they can also help with transportation, most of them. And this is usually a better option as it usually allows school-age kids a bit more freedom for activities that they want. Take it away, Sophia.
Yeah, so I do before and after school care, and they get dropped off at my house in the morning, and I drive them to school, and then I pick them up after school and bring them back here. It's nice because so there are programs that do before and after school care within the school, but then your child is in school for like over 10 hours a day.
Right. We've talked about those before, right?
With the same people.
Yeah.
Right. And then they wonder why kids don't get along because they're literally in a room together all day long for many, many, many hours. You know what I mean? Like kids need a break.
Yeah.
They need to leave school, first of all, and they need to have a chance. Like I cater to a few different schools so then they can come here and they have other friends here that go to different schools and it's not always the same people all day, right?
Yeah, especially if your kid is like not like if they're bullied slightly or if they're not in the popular crowd and then now all of a sudden after school where they should have relief from that situation, now they're trapped in that same school
Yeah.
setting, right?
Yeah.
So
And
if utilizing like a day home, like a
yeah,
before and after school, like
yeah,
what you do, it gives them that chance to just be away from school, be away from all that nonsense and
exactly.
negativity, and even if they
Exactly.
love school, like they you
Yeah,
need a break. Could you imagine going to work all day and then having to go to work again, but not do the work, but stay at work for another hour or two?
exactly.
And then
Right.
being
So
told, well, that's time for you to relax. No, it's not.
no, it's not. And I mean, and they're in the gym or I've seen them in a small classroom and they just need out. They just need
Yeah.
away, right? So yeah, and they come here and they all play together. There's so many different things they do, arts and crafts, board games, play outside in the backyard. Like they're happy,
Yeah.
right? The kids
And they
I've
get that
had.
freedom.
Yeah, the kids I've had, like I've had kids from that will start in grade one and I will have them all the way up until my oldest was 13 years old,
Wow.
right? So,
So then you know that that kid was happy to
yeah,
still go to you
yeah,
at 13, right? Like,
yeah, yeah. They
yeah,
just come and hang out, right? And they make new friends and I'm pretty cool. So,
you are cool. Your kids definitely think you're cool too, because
yeah,
you can tell, like from
yeah,
that little bit that I've spent with you and your day home kids,
yeah, yeah,
they think
yeah.
you're cool.
Right? They totally think I'm cool. So I get along with them really well. I have, a couple little dogs they can play with and
And even just to sit on comfortable furniture,
oh, do you
right?
know how many times I've had kids because I'm open at 6, so I'm open really early. I've had kids come in so tired. They get to lay down on the couch, they get a pillow, they get a blanket, and they're out.
Right?
Right?
Oh,
They just come and they fall asleep until I have to take them to school, right?
yeah.
So, I mean, just to be able to have that place where they can rest their head, right?
Oh,
It's not like
exactly.
so much overstimulation from like the moment they wake up and then they go to school and then there's more overstimulation after school and it's just a whole day of overstimulation when they can come
Yeah.
here and they just chill on the couch and they can if they want to watch a movie they can watch a movie.
Yeah.
If they want to play on their phone, whatever, I don't care, play on your phone, right? But
Exactly.
just you need
That's
that
what older
downtime.
kids want. Yes,
That's what
older
they
kids
need
want
that.
that.
Yeah. So they just curl up on the couch with a blanket and right, like
Yeah.
and it's the best. It's the best.
Yeah. If I'd have
So,
had my kids, like if I hadn't have been running a day home and had needed like childcare for my kids all the way, that's
yeah.
totally what I would have done.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I don't know. They like it. I'm not a huge fan of before and after school care in the schools or in a daycare or I think they just yeah.
Like not having homework, right? They just
Yeah.
need that break
They
before they
just need that.
actually do homework if they
Yeah.
have any.
Yeah, exactly. They just need that break and
Yeah.
yeah,
And
it's hard. It's hard though. Like, there's a lot of schools that are opening the programs in them now. So it's been challenging.
I feel like parents don't necessarily think of that other side, right? They just think of like convenience, like, well,
Yeah.
if I take them there, they're at school, it's easy.
Yeah.
But you have to think more than just that part. It's not just having somewhere for your kids to be, it's having somewhere for your kids to want to be there
Yeah.
and for them to feel comfortable and to just not feel like they're in a classroom. It's hard enough being in school. Now you're having them in school for so much longer.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine. And I mean, I get it. Some people have no choice. And maybe some kids like it, but
Well, and
I don't
now a
know.
lot of the schools change their hours in Calgary. So a lot of schools now are done at 2:30.
What?
So, and if you pick up your child at 6, that's
Oh my
how
God.
many hours sitting in a gym?
Ours has always been at 2:30. It's been off at. That's why I go nap time, do
That's
school
four and
run.
a half hours, 3.5 hours. Math
Yeah,
is not
yeah,
okay.
3.5 hours. Yeah,
That, oh,
yeah.
that is brutal. Come on, parents.
Yeah.
Find your local day homes that do before and after.
Right.
Not to mention, who is in charge of them at that school for that time?
So it's usually a daycare program that comes in and rents space from the board, like
Okay,
yeah, like the school board,
gotcha.
and they create a not just a before and after school care program.
Right.
right? So they have like daycares for babies as well, but those are at different locations and they come in
Right.
and they're like, we're going to rent space and we're going to do this too.
So they don't necessarily have the appropriate like games and activity.
Well, they do. No, they do. Yep, they do.
Where do they,
And
does that stay
it's
at
funny.
school?
So ours is in the gym and they put everything away. So there's tables and like bookshelves and games and all that stuff. So they put everything away at the end of the day. And then in the morning, they bring it back out and then they put it away. And then at the end of the day, they bring it back out and then they put it away at the end
Jesus
of the day.
Christ.
So it's a lot of
It's a lot of work.
Right?
That sounds
It's a lot of
terrible.
work.
It sounds so terrible for those staff.
Yeah.
That just sucks. But like, I don't know. It still seems like where's all the storage space for that? What if they don't want to play with those games? Like how, like I get that there's a minimal, like there is a standard that they have to uphold. I get that. But there's a difference between doing the minimal required versus someone like you that takes them on field trips and does like fun stuff with them
Yeah.
and lets them do what they want to do. And,
Yeah.
like, especially as they get older, like it's different. The younger ones, I'm sure, probably manage just fine.
Yeah.
But I couldn't imagine being 10 years old, finishing school, and then all you want to do is go home. You just want to go home, relax, watch your
Yeah.
whatever dumb show you want to watch, right? Like,
Yeah.
and then you can't because you got to stay at school longer.
Yeah. Like that sucks.
That is just like, at least when they go to like a day home, they're not at school. And sure, it's not their home, but
it's like
it's a home away from home,
it
right? Like
is,
they are
yeah.
familiar with that home. It's like going to like a cousin's house or
Yeah.
whatever, right? Like
Yeah.
they can have their snack, and if they didn't have enough snack and they're still hungry,
Yeah, I give them snacks.
exactly. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not shitting on these programs. They're probably fantastic. I'm just saying for me personally, and knowing my kids,
Yeah.
they would have been miserable there.
Yeah. So would mine. Mine would
Yeah.
hate it.
Yeah. School supplies be damned. He was just as long as he was out of the building.
Yeah.
So-
I was like that too, right? Like I
Yeah.
didn't want to be at school longer than I had to be. So
I mean, I didn't even attend the most times that I was supposed to be there. So getting me to stay longer would have been difficult because I had already left the building. Oh, I was so bad. I've been suspended 3 times.
Oh my gosh.
I was expelled from a school.
Oh my gosh. You did it.
I did.
Girl, I was a rotten ass teenager and I never got suspended or expelled.
I was a fighter. If someone was picking on somebody else,
Yeah.
I'm little, right? So I think I'm big and tough. And so I would be
You
like,
got-
don't you
you
bully
got-
him? And
You
so
got
I would jump
little
in.
girl syndrome.
Yeah, I sure did. But I used to kick ass, man. I mean, I did martial arts. I knew what I was doing, and I was just mean.
Oh, that's crazy.
So, but yeah, so I got in trouble a lot.
Was it a male principal or female?
It was a female.
Oh, okay.
She was not very nice to me at all. I mean, probably rightly so. But
Was this in the UK?
no, this was here.
Oh,
Yeah.
in Alberta.
Yep. It was
Oh.
in Nickel Junior High.
Oh my gosh. Look
Yeah.
at you.
Yeah,
Such a-
I was bad.
yeah. And I thought I was bad, but
But okay, here's a funny story. So, my vice principal at my elementary school married the principal at my junior high and had their honeymoon in Disneyland. And I was in Disneyland and we ran into each other.
no.
Yes! What are the fucking odds of that? Multiple times. Do you know how many people are in Disneyland? Multiple times. I was like, what? I was so mad. So mad.
That's funny.
They were great. It wasn't them, so it was okay. But yeah, I was a problem.
I got suspended once, but it wasn't even my fault.
What'd you do? Cash was a bad girl.
Nothing. I was in the middle of a food fight, and because I wouldn't tell the principal who it was that started it, he suspended me.
He can't expect you to rat them out.
And then I spent the day in a porta potty because my mom would kill me if she found out.
a porta potty.
We did, and we made it 3/4 of the day, and then we're like, "Fuck this, we're leaving because it's a porta potty," and we got caught. So then I ended up getting in trouble. But
See, I was lucky because I used to just switch to my English accent and pretend I was my mom on the phone. And so I would call in for myself saying I was sick.
I used to sign my mom's signature on my agenda, so she didn't have to.
Same. Right.
Me too.
Yeah, I had to sign so when I got suspended one of the times, they just sent me home with a letter. So I'm like, okay, no big deal. And they're like, when you return in a week, bring this letter signed by your parents. I'm like, does that not feel like the stupidest method? Should you not call my parents and say, hey, your kid's gonna be at home for a week? They didn't. They just, all I had to do was bring this letter back in a week. So when my parents were like, why are you home? I'm like, yeah, thanks. It's vacation. They're like, oh. Okay, moving on. Where are we at?
Class size is another big worry for parents in Alberta. There are no legally enforced class size limits in the public school system. Instead, the province adheres to recommended targets established by the Alberta Commission on Learning, ACOL, in the early 2000s. These guidelines are kindergarten to grade 3 is 17 students, grades 4 to grade 6 is 23 students, grade 7 to 9 is 25 students, and grade 10 to 12 is 27 students. That being said, despite these recommendations, real-world class sizes often exceed them, sometimes by a significant margin. Edmonton Public Schools 2023-24 K-3 average 22.5 students. Largest class had 37 students. Grades 4 to 6 average 23.4. Largest class had 42 students. Grades 7 to 9 average 26.3. Largest class had 46 students. High school average 28.3. Largest class had 56 students.
Can you imagine those fucking class sizes? My God.
I barely handle the out of school care numbers, let alone the classroom.
Right? It's just nuts.
Well, there was one point where our high school, there was a high school down here in the south, and it was so full that there was kids doing lessons in the hallway.
Right?
Because there was no room in the classrooms, right?
Yeah. And they didn't have enough desks, so they were like someone would be in the chair and then someone would sit on the desk and they're sitting on the floor. Like that is just
Is that the
ridiculous.
one too? Is that the one too where they had them in the gym at one point?
I think all schools end up having a classroom in the gym. Which, that actually makes me think about the before and after school being in the gym. Where's the after school badminton and basketball and all that stuff?
There
Do
isn't.
they not do that anymore?
They don't at my school.
That's so sad. I guess maybe that's not elementary. Is that a junior high thing?
I'm not sure.
It's been a while.
There's I don't know. It'd be cool if there was like after school clubs.
Right?
Right?
I mean, we used to. We had badminton. I used to have to show back up to school so I could go to badminton.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had like soccer and swimming and all
Right?
stuff after school.
We didn't have the cool stuff. We had badminton, volleyball, which I broke my fucking fingers every time. I hate volleyball so much. So much. I'm just not good at it. But we had volleyball, basketball, badminton, and I feel like that was it. In the UK, we did so much more. We had like netball and field hockey and cricket and rugby.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, there was so much. They had so many more, and I mean, this was a long time ago, but so maybe it's different now, but they had so many different things. And in the US, I mean, according to every TV show we watched, there's always like debate club and theater club and like all this stuff, right? So either they just have them for TV or they actually do have them in their schools. Why don't we? Why don't we have that stuff?
Nobody wants to be at school for that much longer.
I mean, clearly parents want their kids to be there. They keep sending them. So.
Maybe teachers don't want to be there that much longer.
Oh, that's true. I'm sure they got paid for that, though. Wouldn't they get paid for that? like overtime or whatever. Like,
Yeah, I'm not sure.
man, TV shows, you're wrecking it for us.
Right?
We have so many more expectations of how cool school would be. Stop it. Show us how bad it is, and then we'll be fine.
That's hilarious.
Calgary Board of Education, K to 3, averages closer to 25 students versus 17 recommended. Reports from parents and teachers across Reddit highlight similar trends. In grade 6, 34 kids. High school class sizes in the upper 30s, some low 40s. Grade 10 English class had 48 students. Teachers groups warn that such overcrowding negatively, I can't say this.
Negatively.
It's also because I'm slurring my words from the retainer. Affects learning, one-on-one support, and student well-being. Summary table. Grade kindergarten to 3, recommended max is 17. Common reality for many schools is 22 to 25 average, up to 37 in some cases. Grade 4 to 6, recommended max is 23, with a common reality around 23 to 26 average, up to 42. Grade 7 to 9, recommended max of 25, common reality around 26 average, up to 46. Grades 10 to 12, recommended max 27, common reality around 28 average, up to 56. This can be very stressful and overwhelming for parents, kids, and teachers, especially when you include children with learning difficulties in the mix. How is a teacher supposed to ensure every child's individual needs are being met? Sadly, they can't. It's important for parents to advocate for their child, speak up, talk to the teacher, the principal, the school, superintendent, and keep going until your child's needs are being met.
Yeah, there's no way that every kid is getting what they need. There's absolutely no way. And not necessarily any fault of the teacher either. These classrooms are jam-packed with kids. And I would like to see the stats of like the amount of neurotypical students in a class versus the neurodivergent. It used to be there'd be like one or two,
Oh, there's way more.
right? I bet you they're pretty close 50-50.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel terrible for the teachers, like terrible for them,
Yeah.
because they have zero help and they're expected to like I've seen them have to make different, what do you call it? Like different,
Like their teaching outline or whatever.
yeah, they're teaching outline, like different ones for different kids,
Yeah.
right? That's not just one thing anymore. You have to modify it,
Yeah.
right, for all these different kids, and it's so hard on them. That's why they're going on strike. They need,
Yeah.
it's so hard on them. I feel terrible for them.
Not to mention the fact, this is just my little rant, but kids, they don't listen.
No, not
Like,
at all.
I mean, I was a bad kid. I get it. I was misbehaved. But on the other side of that, I typically did, like if my teacher told me to like sit down, I sat down.
Yeah.
I didn't like speak out in class. I caused a lot of my issues like in the hallways and after class and shit, but like a good misbehaved kid should.
Yeah.
You know, but kids today, like they go to school and the teacher said, okay, sit down. And they're like, no,
No. Yeah.
like,
I know.
what? And there's
don't.
nobody to back them up. When my kids' teachers called me and said, like, even when they screwed up and it was not the right kid, other than the fact that he was sitting there, but normally he was in for it. I was not taking that lightly. You know, screw around, whatever, but you do not disrespect your teachers. If your teachers tell you to stop, you stop. It's okay to be funny. It's okay to do something. But if they say stop, stop.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, it's not always the right time to be funny, and you have to listen to your teachers. And if you don't, you lose every like privilege that you got at home.
Yeah.
Right. And now parents go in, my child did not your kid's an ass. Okay, they all are. Like, let's not pretend that your junior high kid is a perfect little angel. None of them are. They're all like, it's just what kids do. Like, I get that. And I'm not saying they need to be spanked or beat or whatever, but they're making their teachers' lives so much harder when their teachers are trying so hard. And we've just become to this point where kids cannot be disciplined. No one can tell them no. They can have whatever they want, do whatever they want. Stop it. You're not helping them. You're making their life harder in the long run.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, support the teachers, man. listen when the teacher tells you that they're causing problems, because they are.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. So don't, or if they get sent home, which I've seen many times, a child will get sent home and then after school you see them at the park. And you're like,
Right? Right.
what? Right. There needs to be consequences for action.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
if you can't, I'm trying so hard to be politically correct here, but you've got to give them some consequences. Take their phone away, change the Wi-Fi password, do whatever you need to do. Make your kids listen. And do you know what? If you had put the foundations in when they were little, how they're going to listen to you and how they're going to respect you and stuff starts before 5 years old.
Yeah.
If you have not got control and if you have not built that foundation of strong discipline before 5, good luck.
Yeah, I
Good
agree.
luck.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna leave it there before I.
All right, so now we're getting into school supplies. So school supplies can be a nightmare. Conveniently, you can now, well, actually, conveniently, if you're with the Calgary Board of Education, they supply your school supplies. You don't have to buy them. So the school
You don't have to
supplies-
buy the package that
No, you
you
don't have to
said
buy. You don't have to buy nothing.
Oh,
Yeah, you literally send your child to school with a water bottle, backpack, lunch, indoor shoes. Done. Like
well,
you
where
don't
was
even
this
have to,
years ago?
you don't even have to send them with a pencil. Okay, the school supplies everything now.
And doesn't it start at like grade 7 or something?
I think so. Well, it depends. Like, because I mean, I know they do it in elementary. I don't know if they do it in middle school, but middle school, like I've seen middle school start at grade 5. I've seen middle school start at grade 6, and I've
Yeah.
seen middle school start at grade
Yeah.
7.
Oh my
So I don't
goodness.
know. Right.
The one my son's supposed to go to starts at grade 4, apparently.
Okay, right. So I don't know if middle
Jeez.
schools do it, but I'm very familiar with elementaries and all the elementaries through the CBE. I don't know about the Catholic board, but I do know through the CBE, it's all included.
That's good.
Yeah. So, but my daughter goes to a charter school and I buy a kit for her. They
Yeah.
do kits and I buy the kits. And then I don't know about Catholic, but
We had the option to buy the kit. I can't remember if I put this in here later.
so I buy the kit because as cool as going school supply shopping and getting her whatever she wants, and she has all the cute, cool stuff. Nobody does it. Everybody buys the kit. So,
Okay, well that's
right,
good to know
you're
now. Yeah.
either like high on the board for theft, other
Right.
kids stealing from you,
Yeah.
or your stuff is too bright and cool and everybody else's is just right. So then my daughter's like, just buy me what everybody else has. So I just buy the kit.
Yeah.
Right? That's it. Yeah. For her school.
Well, that's good.
It saves time too, though, instead of going through every aisle trying to figure out what you need.
Yeah. And it comes with like labels too. So I can label all her stuff and I don't have to do it. It literally comes with little stickers with her name on it. So
Well, that's good. I
yeah.
guess we don't really need to read off all these things.
No, we don't, because I mean, if your school doesn't do school supplies, go to Walmart.
Yeah. That's so it was just starting to like come out when my kids were in school, like to buy the kit. And so I was like, okay, well, that's nice and convenient. And then my kids were like, no, we want to buy all the fun stuff. And I'm like, okay, we'll go get you the fun stuff then. So we got our list. We went to the store. We bought all the fun stuff, all the Ninja Turtles and whatever it was that they wanted.
Which was double than the kit, right? I did that. I did that
I mean,
mistake.
it probably was. It probably
We
cost
went
more.
and I
Yeah.
spent way more money than what the kit was worth.
Well, and it starts because they're like, okay, on your list you'll need 5 pencils. Well,
Yeah.
the ones they wanted was a pack of 12, so it was double the cost, right? Like,
Yeah.
so I mean, it was what it was. I remember, like, when I grew up poor, so I didn't have that experience.
Right.
And I remembered, I'm like, if that's what you guys want, we are gonna do that. I can do this for you.
Yeah.
So I would take them to the store, we'd get all their stuff, everything on the list, and then a few little extras, but it was like you needed 5 pens, you've got 10 pens because these ones were super cool too. And so when they'd get to school and the teacher would just take everybody's stuff and put it in a cupboard. And I'm like, okay, cool, fair, right? That way they don't have to carry it around. That's amazing. Well, it wasn't, even if I'd labeled it, it didn't matter. It was in like this communal box.
It was shared.
Yeah. So if somebody wanted a pencil, when they went into the cupboard, well, they're not getting the normal boring ones. They're going to get the cool ass pencils that I had just bought.
Yeah.
Because they wanted the cool pencil, which had the school have said, this is what's going to happen, then fine. I would have just bought the kit. But they didn't tell anybody this. So, and I kept getting notes home, your kid needs more pencils. I'm like, dude, are you eating the pencils? What's going on? And he's like, no, I'm still using my same pencil. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, it's getting pretty small now. So like, I'll buy you more. And I would resupply whatever was in the list. And then when he'd come home and he's doing his, I'm like, why are you still using the little pencil? Or he'd be using like just a plain, I'm like, where's your pencils? He's like, oh, everyone else has used those, so I have to use this one. And I was like, fuck no. I'm like, no. And I even told the teacher, I'm like, look, if you had said in the beginning, I would have bought the kit. And she's like, well, we made this decision like later, and we didn't think it would be a big deal. I'm like, I understand your reasoning. It makes total sense. However, it is a big deal when people spend more money on the cool stuff and then you're letting the other kids use that. She's like, well, it's not, I can't tell them no. I'm like, well, you sure can. It's not yours. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I bought it for my child. Like,
Yeah.
this could have been more clear. Like, even if they just said, if you want to go buy your own, but make sure that they're plain, no characters or whatever.
Yeah.
That's fine. But they didn't. So for the whole year, because we hadn't bought the kit, which honestly, if I had to keep resupplying, obviously the kit didn't cover everything or wasn't enough or whether I was just paying for the resupplies for the rest of the class. I have no idea. But I was like,
They're like, we all want Ninja Turtle pencils.
Right?
Okay, I'll message Tyler's mom.
Right? I'm like, my God. Because every time I would be like, okay, what pencils do you want? And he'd be like, Ninja Turtle. I'm like, all right, here we go again. I was so mad. So mad. And I mean, I wasn't mad at my kid. It was the teacher should have handled it different, whatever. But I think this was the very first year that they brought this idea in. And so then the next year I'm like, hey, shall we just do the kit from this school? Like, is that a possibility? He's like, okay, but can I just have some pencil? I'm like, okay, I will send you with one pencil. And when it runs out, you come to mom. Mom will give you another one the next day.
Yeah.
Don't leave school and come home to me, because he took things very literal. So I'm like, don't leave class and come to me. Like, at the end of the day, I will supply you with another one. He's like, okay. But I mean, the concept was great. And obviously they're doing a better job of it now. But when it first came out, man, it was not cool. Or at least not cool for my situation. And Kleenex, like, I get it. I mean, I run a day home. I am well aware of how many boxes of Kleenex we go through. I bought a big Costco package. So there's like how many boxes? And I just took them to the class and I'm like, here you go. Just think, like, I know you said like 3 boxes, but you're welcome. And I was like, I felt like so like that I had done something great and I was so excited. No, February comes along, your child needs more Kleenex. I'm like, what? I can tell you, man, he does not. That kid, I see his sleeves. He's not using any Kleenexes. Like, we are good. Yeah, it was a rough going to get that whole program off. Oh my goodness.
That's so funny.
Yeah, the stories of school. I'm so glad it's over. Sorry for all of you that are just starting. It's really fun. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, that's it for Moms on Mics this week.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Moms on Mics Podcast, on TikTok at Moms on Mics, and join our Facebook group, Moms on Mics.
If anyone has any topics you want us to cover, or if you have any questions or suggestions, you can email us at momsonmic@gmail.com or submit through our website, momsonmics.com.
We would also appreciate it if you could rate and review us on whatever platform you're listening on. It really helps the podcast move up on their charts so it gets more exposure. Hope you join us again next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.